Hi guys, this is Jmagz NBA Game Reviews for Basketball Commoner YouTube channel. So let's get this started. Game 6 of the NBA Finals. Miami's magical run finally ended as they succumbed to the mighty Lakers team. The game was really over by halftime, with the Lakers blowing the game open, leading by 28 points. And we will talk more about what I feel Miami did wrong in that game. And this is just my opinion, just your regular fan, having played a little bit basketball and coach kids as well. So LeBron was his usual brilliant self, attacking early, finding his teammates, getting a triple-double. He had 28 points, 14 rebounds, 10 assists, and he was aggressive right from the get-go. He was unstoppable. What amazed me though is his defense. He was putting pressure on the ball, meeting the ball half court. In fact, it was really the whole team. It was like a conscious effort for everyone to be locked in on defense, and they really pounced on the Heat with that extra energy right from the start. They were sharp, they were fast with their rotations, and this is really huge props to Coach Vogel. And I've always said he is a hell of a defensive coach. They even held Butler to 8 points for the game. AD didn't look like he was bothered with his injury at all. He was very active, running the break, getting back on D, putbacks, blocks, altering shots, you name it. I was just amazed with his energy and activity around the rim. He ended with 19 points, 15 rebounds, 3 assists. He was just dominating and making mincemeat on his smaller defenders. And then there is Rondo. Oops, my bad. Playoff Rondo. He was just really dissecting the Lakers defense, scoring on driving layups multiple times, hitting the open three, making the right pass, provided leadership on the floor. He was very vocal with his teammates. Along with LeBron, they have one of the highest basketball IQs in the game right now. Then there's KCP and Caruso with their solid defense and playmaking. KCP is really exceptionally fast on the break. And to me, the move to start Caruso really paid off. Gave them that energy and stability both in defense and offense. Though I'm not a fan of Caruso passing off wide open 3-point shots, right? So if you do that, you become a liability for your team. Why? Because you're giving the defense time to catch up. And I know it's not his forte. He likes to drive and distribute the ball more, but he's got to work on that, especially when there were times he passed to a lesser open man than him. That's just funny to me. Now we go to Miami. And as much I love Miami's culture and Coach Spo having Filipino heritage and all, but I feel he was really outcoached this game. Granted that the Lakers had the advantage, they have 2 All-Stars, first team at that, and they have vets and complementary pieces with championship experience, Rondo, Green, shooters, defenders, even enforcers, right? But don't forget, the Heat won games even with their 2 starting players down with injuries. So that should tell you something, right? First, I did not like how they inserted Dragic into a critical game like this. What that does is it disrupts the flow of the team. Really, your rotations, your substitution patterns, your player minutes and all that. And your bench players already had that confidence and flow and rhythm going for them the past games. And then you cut that. Then they will need to adjust. In fact, the whole team will need to adjust. And especially that Dragic was clearly not 100%. Dragic was not running fast. He was not able to do his job when he's on a situation where he has to be the helper in defense. He's just like a scarecrow over there, right? Just wiping at the ball, not putting his body and all that. To me, that really killed the momentum for the Heat. And don't get me wrong, I like Dragic so much. I like his game. We wear the same number even. We're both left-handed, but he should not have played a lot of minutes. Really sorry to say that. I also want to touch on the Heat lineup a little bit. With AD as the Lakers center and AD dominating the paint offensively and defensively, I would have wanted for Coach Spo to react and adjust to that. Right? Perhaps you play Olynyk more so you can stretch the defense, get AD out of the paint, create more spacing for the rest of the guys. And we forget that Olynyk had very good games before Bam came back. He was in fact consistent on those games. So I don't understand that decision at all. It I feel it would have really made them hang in there until the end, right? AD was just making life hard for everyone. Even Bam had a hard time scoring on him. Speaking of Bam Adebayo, I was really frustrated with his immaturity and lackluster play. Yes, he ended up with 25 points, but when you see him not running back on defense, complaining to the referees, then LeBron gets the rebound. LeBron streaks the floor, passing by him. He was at the free throw area at that time. And then LeBron scores a fast break. I was just shaking my head, right? There were also other instances that he just jogs back on defense. And no one else can really stop a streaking LeBron or AD when AD's rim running to get easy baskets. So this all happened in the first half, and I was just in disbelief. I mean, you are in the finals, bro. You are a key player. I know you have a neck injury, but you don't use your neck to run, right? So he also needs to develop his shot. Why? Because the defense is just sagging off him all the time, which would make them pack the paint. So they're easily able to check the slashers and cutters, and the Heat is really predicated on all of those movements, right? The handoffs, the pick and rolls. I hope he works on that. Now, another thing in defense, I always scratch my head when I see Robinson and Hero jumping to challenge drives, and they just do this. They just jump without even raising their hand. So that's awkward, and then they let the man pass by the layup, and they're just looking at the Lakers scoring. I mean, what type of defense is that? Is that a new technique I haven't heard of? So come on, bro. At least contest the shot, bro. Get your hand up, bro. Whatever happened to hand down, man down, right? Then there's Miami missing a lot of free throws, and in the finals game, you cannot really afford that with your season on the line as well. Anyway, it was still an amazing run by Miami. Don't get me wrong, especially with a young and inexperienced core. Really, really mad props to Butler, who gave it his all. I think all those minutes played with no rest finally caught up to him. And really hats off to Coach Spo for developing a very good culture and chemistry on this team. Even Pat Riley. And Coach Spo started as a bid coordinator for the Heat. Now he's the coach. Still with the Heat for 25 years. And it's really a good story. He's a two-time champ. In the end, they still overachieved. And who would have thought they would win a couple of games against the Lakers, especially when Dragic and Bam went down, right? So that's it. If you like this game review and analysis, please like, subscribe, and comment below. Again, this is James. Peace.